James Lynch here for Flow Combat with the title challenger Anthony Lionheart Smith. Is going to be fighting Jon Jones this Saturday at UFC 235. And Anthony is kind enough to take the mic here today. I appreciate it. Speaking of that, though, how has that been? You've done a little bit of analyst work and all that. It seems like you've really won people over this last year. I think that not just your performances in the cage, but outside of it. How important is that as a fighter to be that role model and to set a good example?
I don't think I'm really doing anything differently than I've done before. I think you and I have been doing these interviews for a long time, and I don't think I've changed anything. I think people are just paying attention now.
They're taking notice. I think the performances have led to people, hey, who is this guy, and everything else. So, how's that been? Just taking all that in and seeing you be rewarded for all this work. It's been a long game for you.
Yeah, it's been a long road. So it feels good to get some recognition for the things that I've done. But we're not done yet, you know what I mean? So I have a hard time sitting back and enjoying it and taking it all in too much because I'm always looking at the next thing, So maybe after beating Jon, I'll be able to finally rest and relax and actually, sit back and kind of look at the things I've done. But as of right now, I just keep looking forward.
How did you structure your training camp? I know you spent a bit of time in Vegas. I know the majority of the camp is at Factory X with Mark Montoya. How did you, once you found out about this fight, take me through the rest of camp?
I just went. I went right to Denver, and the structure stayed the same. I'm not gonna just start. I don't want to change what got me here. So obviously the focus on a lot of those things is different than before, but the structure is the same. It's the same coaching staff. It's the same schedule. It's we're focused on I think it's different for every fighter. It's not Jon's not special here. I change it for each individual opponent. But there was more of an emphasis on my strength and conditioning, and dealing with Jon's his reach and his unpredictability. But other than that, it's been the same.
How much confidence does it give you coming off that win over Volkan? Because you overcame some adversity and you were still able to push forward. And I think Jon's really only had that in one fight. That was against Alexander Gustafsson. And we talk about the experience heading in. You have more fights than him. Do you feel like that is going to just having that? Where's the confidence level from that?
Well, I think I've had that same confidence for a long time. I think that I've been in those long, drawn-out battles and gotten the third-round finishes and got into deep, dirty dogfights several times. I'm not saying that I necessarily enjoy having to do that so many times, but it's a huge confidence boost knowing that I have the ability to if I need to.
Right. And do you look at the odds at all? Do anyone message you like, hey, we're putting all this money on that? Do you pay attention to any of that?
For sure, people on social media do it all the time. They'll make a $20 bet that pays big, but...
they have to buy you dinner. That's the rule. If they put money on you, they should take you out for dinner.
Absolutely, they should. They're buying drinks, right? Yeah. For sure.
I just wanted to make sure you made a point of that because otherwise it's like,
sure. For sure. The only time I hear about the odds are when people ask questions about them. I don't go out searching the odds or, a lot of times the media does bring it up and what they are, but I couldn't even tell you what they are right now.
Has it hit you yet the year you've had just going from the Santos loss to here you are fighting for a title? Like have you been able to soak that in or are you just like, I got business to take care of on Saturday. I can't even enjoy this?
Well, that's how it's been from day one. Yeah. I've never just sat and enjoyed a win. You take a day or two and you rest, but it's always what's next. I've never, everyone else is the ones who thinks that it's cool. Like I don't care. I'm just doing the same thing I've been doing for over a decade. Now people are just paying attention, so now everyone else talks about it, but I don't think about it any more than I normally would have. And I'm not taking this fight any differently than I normally would. I'm just attacking the problems that Jon brings to the table, and that's all I think about.
Did you get to work with Eryk Anders at all? I know he came into Factory X and trained a little bit.
Yeah, Eryk's a good dude, man. He's he was there for the last 2.5 weeks of my training camp. Phenomenal athlete, man. Really crafty southpaw. It was a lot of fun. He's a real cool dude.
Yeah, seems like a good addition. Hopefully we'll see more of him at your camp. I know you guys have a lot of big bodies over there. As the fight goes on, do you feel like that favors you? How do you see this fight playing out on Saturday?
I think I'm safe no matter where it goes. I think that the deeper the fight goes and the longer that Jon doesn't get me out of there, I think the more that it messes with him and not me. It doesn't bother me at all. But we can fight for 25 minutes or we can fight for 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. As long as I leave there with the strap, that's all I care about.
George St. Pierre retired last week. Your reaction to that, and where would you rank him as one of the greatest of all time?
I think currently, like as far as active fighters, I think Jon is the greatest right now. And with Jon's, with his body of work that he's put in, with the caliber of opponents that he's beat, I think he probably gets that title. But George St. Pierre is a close second. You can flip-flop those guys if you wanted to, but what an amazing career, what an amazing role model and athlete. There was never any issues with George. He did things the right way. He always carried himself well. He set himself up for the future, and just huge congrats to him on an amazing career.
Have you spoken to Stipe at all? I know you guys have the same manager. Did he give any words of wisdom, just being a former champion in this big fight?
Oh man, I mean, Stipe, just beat his ass, and he's a man of few words. But yeah, we've chit-chatted here and there, and but because he's been in this position a lot, he's been the challenger, he's defended the title, he knows what comes along with it. So a few words of advice and a go get him.
Last question before I let you go. Have you seen Jon at all this week? Have you run into him at all, seen his crew or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. I don't think I have seen him, actually. I think we were at the PI at the same time yesterday, but I was downstairs and he was upstairs, and they kept us separated. So, no, I don't think I've seen him.
Best luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much, man.